Welcome on into Raw Thoughts. I'm your host, Josh Reese, and this episode we'll be talking about the Raw episode from 9/11/2017. And pretty much the high point of the night, I would have to say, would be Braun Strowman, the confrontation between Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. There's a couple other good spots of the night. There were a couple other really bad spots, points in the night, but overall, Braun Strowman continues to look like a a beast. So in this particular moment, it came mid show. Brock Lesnar, of course, comes out with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman hypes up the match between um, Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman for No Mercy, and Paul Heyman, for some reason, calls out Braun Strowman and tells him to fight Brock Lesnar right now. I don't really understand why, but whatever. So he does. Braun Strowman comes out. Brock Lesnar immediately suplexes Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman bounces up instantly. Brock Lesnar freaks out, and eventually he is destroyed by Braun Strowman after a choke slam and a power slam. It was over, and Braun Strowman was stepping on Brock Lesnar. It was a nice touch. But that right there kind of leads me to the next point in the night, which I thought was a good match between John Cena and Braun Strowman. When I saw that this match was announced earlier in the day, I figured there was no way that there could be a finish in this match. No way at all. Oddly enough, there was a quasi finish in the match. But the match was pretty great. Was okay. It wasn't a great match. It wasn't a good match. It was okay. Of course, it continues to show Braun Strowman as a monster. So the finish in the match comes where Braun Strowman hits John Cena with the chairs on the outside of the ring. John Cena's dazed, and eventually Braun Strowman power slams John Cena on the stairs inside the ring, which he threw into the ring. Now, first of all, it should have been a disqualification with the first hit outside the ring. But whatever, they're trying to tell a story, blah, 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 blah. John Cena's a tough SOB. It's going to take more than that to destroy John Cena. But I thought that this would have been a perfect opportunity for Brock Lesnar to come out and get a little bit of payback of his own. Maybe F5 Braun Strowman out of nowhere, whatever. Of course, it wouldn't be, saving John Cena. He could do the same to John Cena if he wanted, but I just thought it was a big missed opportunity to have that match in that way and not have Brock Lesnar interfere in some way, just because Braun Strowman has been getting the best of Brock Lesnar for a while now, and we've got to see Brock Lesnar get the best of Braun Strowman, and I thought that would have been a perfect chance. Of course, that did not happen. John Cena lay prone in the ring because he was destroyed by the monster among men. So starting off the night, we had the inverse of last week where Jason Jordan fought John Cena. Instead, this week, we had Jason Jordan fight the big dog, Roman Reigns. And dare I say, heel Roman Reigns? To start the match, Jason Jordan tries to shake his hand. Roman Reigns looks at him like he's insane. And, like, no, I'm not shaking your hand, bro. And then during the match, I thought there was a couple, smirks, like maybe not heelish, but like know-it-all smirks and stuff like that. But whatever. So after all this ends up, Roman Reigns, of course, ends up winning. After one spear, Jason Jordan gets 2.5 counts for damn near the whole match, but Roman Reigns lands one spear and it was over. Whatever, it's the same as last week with John Cena. But it's I'm going to take out the John Cena and the Roman Reigns angle out of this. just for a minute, just for the Jason Jordan aspect. He's a pretty good wrestler. I don't really know like what's next for him. As I mentioned last week, I was trying to grasp what they were doing with him. I really didn't understand. I I mean, if you're Kurt Angle, his father, why would you continue giving him these matches? I don't get it. Who's next? Is he going to face Braun Strowman next? I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't doubt it. Braun Strowman next. Maybe next week he'll face Roman Reigns and John Cena in a triple threat. I have no clue. Um, but I wish they would do something more with Jason Jordan because it's he's a good enough wrestler to where I'd be interested in seeing him week in and week out. But um, it doesn't really feel. It feels like it's kind of like rudderless. They don't really know what they're doing with him yet. So I'd be interested to see what other people's takes on that are. So, of course, John Cena comes out to confront Roman Reigns in the ring, and we get, some more good promos. John Cena, of course, pretty good as always. Roman Reigns, of course, uses his one go-to line by calling John Cena a bitch, getting the crowd hyped and jacked up. Um, I don't know if there's any other way Roman Reigns can do his promos without calling um, John Cena a bitch, but it would be nice. There has to be another way to get heat. But I digress. Whatever. So, Asuka ends up, or during Monday Night Raw, one of the other things that I thought was very, very, very big and key was the fact that they announced that Asuka will be joining Monday Night Raw very, very soon. So, the reign of Alexa Bliss could be dying very soon. After maybe she comes out at No Mercy. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do with Asuka, but I really do look forward to seeing Asuka in Monday Night Raw. There are so many matches that they can make with Asuka, and I really feel like that's all where all the top women are is in Monday Night Raw. Of course, they have the match with Charlotte that I'm sure that they eventually want, but it seems like that's going to be with the four horsewomen from MMA, Ronda Rousey, and her crew. So I'm very fine with Asuka joining Monday Night Raw. It should be very, 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 very good. Um, One of the other things that I thought was pretty interesting on this Monday Night Raw was the way that the WWE let The Miz destroy Enzo. I mean, it was brutal. I started to feel bad for Enzo, to be honest. I don't know if that's the angle that they were going for, but they sure did it with me. The Miz announced that he was having a child with Maurice. Congratulations, The Miz is going to be a father. Very nice. But yeah, The Miz like cut Enzo down. Enzo was going to be a guest. He comes out during the middle of the Miz's and Maurice's announcement. Says he just wants to congratulate and celebrate with Maurice and the Miz, but instead the Miz destroys him on the mic and rips him down, saying, he can't stop running his mouth. That's why he's kicked out of locker rooms and tour buses. And the only reason he is on 205 Live is because he is annoying as shit. Of course, he didn't use that language, but it's true. Enzo has become one of the most annoying people in WWE. And sure, he gets the soft chance, but I don't know very many people that's excited with Enzo when he comes out. He does the stupid chicken walk. It's the same every single week. And I started, and this is the main reason I became, I don't want to say a fan, but I started to side with Big Cass just because Enzo was god awful. He was horrible, and the segment ends with the two fighting each other in the ring, and this was another weird thing that during the fight they both kept jumping on the microphone and dissing each other in the middle of the match. I've never seen that before. I'm sure it's happened, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And afterwards, Enzo is walking back out into the locker room. He crosses paths with Neville, and Neville laughs at him, like much like everyone else on the planet Earth laughs at Enzo. And I should mention just for 1 second, Liv Morgan, who was dating Enzo Mori, supposedly, she posted on Twitter the a GIF of her saying something about no one's gonna cheat on her or whatever. No, she's knowing that you're single and no one's going to cheat on you, and this, her kind of like shaking her head and stuff like that. So good for Liv Morgan for getting away from the trash mouth that is Enzo Amore. Hopefully that kind of springboards her career into better and better things, because Liv Morgan in NXT was an interesting cat. I thought she was a better Carmella. So that was pretty much all from Monday Night Raw. Yeah, they had the stuff between Kalisto and whatever. They had the stuff um, between Elias and Kalisto that was not very entertaining. I love Elias's songs. The stuff between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt and Goldust. I understand the story that they're telling. First of all, Goldust I thought looked pretty spry out there. He looked pretty good. And I understand the story that they're telling between Bray Wyatt and Goldust here, and then with Finn Balor running out. But I don't know. It was unneeded and unnecessary for me. So during the match, Bray Wyatt, ends up winning, and Bray comes in there with a towel and starts wiping off the makeup from Goldust, saying he's just a man. He's just a man. He's just a man, just like Finn, just a man. And then Finn comes out to defend him. Yeah, it is what it is. This was one of the better Goldust matches I enjoyed. He had a couple nice spots. Other than that, the only other thing on Monday Night Raw, from my recollection, was the stuff between the tag team champs. And to be honest, I'm not very interested in the Raw tag team division at this current moment. Whenever the Revival come back, I'll start to be a little bit more interested, because I'll start to see the future, and the future without Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in the division, because I think they'd be much better as singles competitors, much like I imagine everyone thinks so. But I'm ready for some new blood in the tag team division. It seems like the past couple weeks it's been some version of Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, the Hardy Boys, Cesaro and Sheamus, and the club. Some version of that has been in the picture for the past couple weeks, and I'm ready for some new blood to be injected into this tag team division on Monday Night Raw. So that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate everyone for giving this a watch. If you enjoyed my content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate that. And also, leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts of Monday Night Raw were. I'd love to know. So send those on over to me, and we will be back for SmackDown. And we'll catch y'all guys later.